Okay. Good morning. I wanted to spend a couple minutes making this quick video. For starters, or actually, I claimed this domain 7 years ago in 2011. 2 years ago, when things really started popping off, several people hit me up. They wanted my domain name on YouTube. A couple people even tried to purchase it from me, which I declined. Um, my intention when I first uh, took this name, UprisemyXgen, was to uprise my Generation X. I wanted people to become aware. I had no idea how substantial that would become now that it's 7 years later. Okay, so intros aside, I've recently, when I say recently, the last 8 months, become very involved in the online Mandela community. I've been participating in the live chats on several people's live streams. I comment on lots of people's videos. I am currently trying to make it possible to go to Contact in the Desert because there's several people now that I have been corresponding with that would like to meet me, that I would also like to meet. Anyhow, I've noticed on chats and stuff, there's still a lot of discomfort. There's still a lot of people struggling with the constant Mandelas. First of all, let's keep in mind the Mandelas are just a means of waking us up. They're just a means to jolt us awake, get our attention, get us to realize that reality is not what we think it is, get us to focus internally on who we are, who our spirit is, why we have decided to come here now in this time. Yes, I do believe that there's been quantum entanglement. Yes, I do believe that CERN has fucked us all in a lot of ways. Do I think that we still live in the reality where that is dominating us? No, I don't. I have a lot of special knowledge. I feel I have answers to a lot of everybody's fears. I am so glad to be part of this. I don't know what my camera's doing right now. Sorry. It seems to be fading in and out. I guess it's because the sun's rising. So anyway, I want to share real quick how heavily I've embraced this over the last 3 years, particularly. My entire life has been turned completely upside down. I'm going to start with the fact that it's almost been 2 years. 2 years ago, all within about less than 30 days. And keep in mind, these were not actions of my own. I did not do anything to provoke this other than not prevent it. And I'm not really sure I could have because this all happened for a reason. So I lost my job, I lost my car, I lost my home. I found myself living in an attic room at a friend's house, working, doing catering, painting people's houses, doing odd jobs. This is after having been a supervisor, a shift leading supervisor at a small local grocery store for 2 years. Anyhow, so lost everything. Okay, still tried to tough it out in my home. Now, a lot of this was because of the person I was with, that this stuff was going down. So now 2 years later, and all of last year of struggling it out, having to move away from my home, instead of living on the streets, beg my mother to let me move into her house with this person, by the way. which, as of the start of this year, I actively started detoxing my entire life. I knew 2 years ago that I was going to start on this journey because everything happens for a reason. Nothing is coincidence. And I knew this was happening to me for a reason. Whatever that reason was, I needed to live my truth. So I moved down here where I am, which is not where I want to be. I don't like being in huge metropolises. I like being in small wooded areas. I loved my mountain home. I loved my mountain community. I loved my mountain job. But that's okay. I can get back there. Anyway, so I've had a complete upheaval of my entire life, as well as all of my relationships. So particularly since January 2018, I have lost several close friends that have just walked right on out my life, mainly because they're struggling with what's going on. They ask me for insight and then don't want to hear what I have to say, which is basically unplug, go connect with nature, turn into yourself, meditate, focus on who you are, focus on what you're doing, why you're here. And they get pissed. And a lot of these are 20, 25-year relationships. So that's been interesting, to say the least. And through this process, I'm realizing I made these connections. I made these relationships so important to me in thinking that these people would be so awake once this time actually came. There's a lot of background that I can't share on this short video, but I did want to just throw this up this morning. We're all in this together. The Mandelas are going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. It's not important anymore that we focus on them. It's important that we learn to laugh at how strange they are and manifest the cohesiveness that we all have as a collective consciousness, and that we all start rising into our quantum consciousness. Now, when I say quantum consciousness, what that means is allowing yourself to take superposition. And what that means is you accept who you've been throughout all timelines, throughout all histories. What has your part been? Best example, Cloud Atlas. If you haven't watched the movie Cloud Atlas, you probably think we're all insane. You have no idea what the fuck any of us on any of our Mandela channels are talking about. Excuse me. Choked a little. So, quantum consciousness, accepting who you've been, who you are now, who you are going to be, because they are all relevant and they are all now. They are all who you are now. Who are you now? This is the same who you've been throughout all time. Your spirit has not changed. And some of us are fortunate enough to have incarnated this time into bodies that reflect our original images. So personally, I've always been grateful all my life. This is a face that I recognize from the beginning and the inception of time. Hopefully all of you are trying to get to a point to where you know yourselves this well, and love yourselves. It's about love. We're in a place of love. This is the domain of love. This is the plane where love lives. This is the infinite symbol of 8 for a reason. Okay, so this is my heart symbol. Anyhow, love and light. Namaste. Stay true to yourselves. Stay true to your memories. Stay true to everything that you knew, because that is real. This is who we are. But the reality that's been built up and framed around us, and that we've been told that we're supposed to compete with each other, and no. We are beings of love and light. We are entities that chose to be in these bodies, and we are so fortunate because God, the creator, whatever you want to call the one that did all this just wants to live here with us too. I think that's the greatest part. I think that's where people gather their fear about other entities and gather their suspicions about, you know, extraterrestrials and ethereal beings and all this stuff. Yeah, they're all real, but we also tend to get really imaginative and make a bunch of shit up. So let's try to stay focused on the reality of ourselves. And unless we're fully focused on who we are, who we've been, who we're going to be, because they're all here now. That's what quantum conscience is. Be conscious of your quantum self. You exist here. You exist, well, we'll get into Sagittarius and what happened there another time. And it certainly was not in 2012. So, anyway, everyone have a wonderful morning. I just wanted to make this quick video. Hopefully I can get it up this morning. Have a great Tuesday. I'm in finals with college. Look forward to chatting with all of you. One love.